your table. Basically, if I can come up with anything that I can put maple syrup on, I do. But like I said, this isn't the best that I have made. My cream, though, I will tell you is, because back on the table you'll also see where I took products to Chautauqua County Fair and entered them and took Best of Show for all maple products for my maple cream. And I do believe I can make you some peanut butter sauce. And if anyone tastes the mustard, look at the label before you taste it. The blue label is the mild. The red label is hot. And that has cayenne pepper in it. Not my favorite.
Thank you for bringing everything. Tastes are great.
And I don't think it's my husband's favorite either, because when I started making this maple mustard, well, that's why I had to get the Maple Kitchen license. He told me that he thought it was just a waste of good syrup. But other people seem to think it's pretty good. And the recipe for the peanut butter sauce is very simple. It's 2 parts syrup to 1 part of peanut butter. In other words, you would take 1 cup of syrup and 1/2 cup of peanut butter. I do it when I'm not doing it in a bigger quantity. I do it in my Pyrex measuring cup, and I put my syrup to 1 cup, and I put 2-3 tablespoons, not real exact measurements, I have to tell you. And I put it into the microwave for like 30 seconds. You do not boil it, because anytime you work with maple syrup, be sure your container is large enough that it's not going to boil over on you, because it will make a mess. And if you're doing anything that, like your candies and stuff like that, where you have to boil it to a certain temperature, you always have to check the boiling point of water, because it changes. Just like I told you when we're making the syrup, it also changes when you're making the candies and the creams and all of those products. And if you've ever made your favorite boiled fudge and you know exactly what temperature to cook it, and if you're not doing soft ball, because that doesn't change, but if you're doing a candy thermometer and one time it turned out beautiful, the next time you ate it with a spoon, it's because the boiling point of water was different that second time or whatever. And it needs to, that's why the best way of doing something like that is soft, like with a soft ball, if you know. And normally when I make this at home, I use it with, or I've got the little stick blenders, and I didn't bring them out today. I'm hoping this is going to be good. My husband does all of the work in the woods. In fact, that's where he is today. I tried to get him to come and do this. It wasn't a go, so I got to do it. But he does all of the trimming of the trees and taking the line or the trees off the line, which is what is going on now because of the windstorms that we've had. Anybody got any questions?
How do you make the cream?
Okay, the cream, it's still all maple syrup. The cream is boiled, more water is taken out of it by boiling it. And the cream is 22 degrees above the boiling point of water, I'm pretty sure. Basically, at my house, it's boiling it up to about 234, 235, but you cool it in water. You put your pan into water and cool it without ever stirring it. Once it is cooled, then you stir it. But that's why it is so creamy, is because the sugar molecules, if it's cold, they don't form like they do with the candies when you stir those when they're warm. The cream, but that's also why the cream is the only product that is not what is considered a hot pack product. It's because it's cold when I stir it, and when it goes in the container, it will not do the seal like when you're canning and you hot pack them and then the cover pulls in. The cream it has a little sealing disc in it, but that is not a hot seal. That's why the cream always needs to be refrigerated, and the container I'm not happy with at all because it says refrigerate after opening. No, you refrigerate it right away. You know, it's not going to hurt to take it out and put it on the table. But if it's thick and you put it in the microwave and then you spread out of it or whatever, you will start to get granules because that allows the sugar molecules to form. But I freeze mine when I make it. Of course, I make it in big batches, and I freeze it. Keep it in the freezer. I had one woman that called me at Thanksgiving time. She had bought cream at a spring festival, and she told me, she says, my cream has gone bad. And of course, I guarantee our products. And I said, really? When did you buy it? Oh, back in March or something at a spring festival. She had taken it home and had set it in her cupboard. And she was going to take it out and give it as a gift, I guess. And I replaced it for her, but it's like, no, that needs to be refrigerated. And I do ship it, but it's there within 2 days, and it's not going to take any hurt, you know, that soon. But yeah, it's not a product that you take home and set in the cupboard and forget about it for months, because mine is not what they consider shelf stable. There are producers that make what they call shelf stable cream, but they put, it's Invertise and another product that they put into it. Well, maybe I'm too fussy. I don't think you can call it pure maple syrup if you put something else in it. And so that's why mine is not the shelf stable. But there are individuals that do, and especially at Erie County Fair. I don't think any of the ones at the Dunkirk Fair do the shelf stable. But I don't like calling it, and I don't know what their label says, except a lot of times they don't call it maple cream, they call it maple spread.